We're about to go on to the tour on the bus. So make sure you stay tuned there. Hope you are enjoying watching this little trip, and now it's not ending anytime soon. Sorry for the no audio. There's just a lot of other people here, and yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like this. Go check out some more content if you want, and see you on the buses.
Fine.
Not with this one. What are you looking for? I got the lucky seed.
They gave it to you.
We saved it for you.
Oh boy. You guys get people.
All right, everybody, that was the test for rule number 1, and congratulations, you all passed. Give yourselves a hand. All right, now, I know that safety rules is exactly why you're all here, right? This is the most exciting part of the tour, so you guys want me to do this really, really slow. Yes. All right, so whenever the bus does stop, feel free to get up and move around. Some animals may come right up to our bus, so you can pet them, feed them, anything like that. But I do have to ask, please do not come in front of these 2 front seats right here. When you feed the animals, I suggest an open hand, and that's because to some of our animals, your fingers look a lot like carrots, and I want the same number of body parts coming back in as we had going out. That's how I get my bonus. All right. The only thing that we are allowed to feed the animals on our tour are the carrots, pellets, and popcorn that were available at the concession stand. Not only does that come down to us from the law, but it also helps our vets to know that if the animals get sick, it's not because of something they ate. So if you do have any outside food, please keep that to yourself, unless you want to pass it up to me. All right. Now, some of our animals have very large horns and antlers. Be very careful when we run into these animals because they are not careful at all. Sometimes they swing their heads around really quickly, and sometimes when they're swatting at flies, they end up swatting at us instead. So we also ask that you don't lean over the side of the bus, especially little ones. That way, if something picks its head up really quickly, we won't have any injuries. Lastly, there are a lot of bumps along the safari road, so please be very careful of all your personal items. If you do lose anything over the side, like your hat, glasses, cell phone, child, or spouse, please let me know right away so that I can call a zookeeper to come and pick them up. That is, unless you want to leave your child or spouse here, in which case, I promise they'll be really well fed. I hope they like carrots. All right, so this is our first stop, and on our right side here we have our white-tailed deer enclosure. Now, they may be a little tough to spot because it looks like they are bedded down this morning, and they blend in with that grass really well. But that's okay, because anyone here who's from Pennsylvania or really anywhere in the Northeast, you're probably very familiar with white-tailed deer. They can often be seen in their natural habitat, which is usually right in front of your car as you're driving home at night. Now, if you do spot some of our deer down here, you can see that they are very content, and we can tell their mood by that tail. So when they're happy, when they're content, they have their tail flopped behind them like this. When the deer sense danger, they lift that tail up, showing off the bright white underneath. They fan it out. That is not a deer. They fan it out and they flag it around, and that's their signal to other deer in the area that there's danger nearby and it's time to get moving. And speaking of time to get moving, our deer don't seem very social today, but I know some of our other animals are, so let's keep moving along.
That's a siren, not a moose.
Great, and they look like the dinosaurs.
Got a minus sign?
Baby. Yay. What's that, pelican?
Those.
All right, I need a partner.
I will.
Need a partner, someone on this side of the bus. Mia, you're Mia? Okay, Mia, I got a very important job for you. Ready? You're on baby duty. Okay? I need you to watch over the side here and don't let me pull away if any of these babies come onto the bus. Can you do that for me? Awesome, thank you. All right, so this is a great spot to talk about some of our large flightless birds. Can everybody hear me without the mic? Okay, so our tour here is home to 2 species of large flightless birds. First one you probably saw back in the safari station were our emus. They were the ones trying to steal your popcorn. The emus are the 2nd largest bird in the world, and they are native to Australia and to really annoying insurance commercials. These guys over here with the gray and white feathers are a different species. They look a lot like the emus, but these guys are called rheas. Rheas, I'm going back to the mic. Sorry, not because of you guys, because my voice hurts. My throat's hurting a little bit here. All right, so these guys are rheas. Rheas are the 4th largest birds in the world, and they are native to South America. Now, let me ask, how many parents do I have on the bus? Awesome. How many moms? Moms, you're going to love these birds. Dads, maybe not so much. I'm really sorry, guys. In the emu and rhea communities, the way that responsibilities are divided, all right, the men, the dads, do absolutely everything. Sound familiar, guys? Yeah. So not only will the males attract the females, which most birds do, but they will also build the nest, gather the eggs, sit on the eggs for 7 to 8 weeks, only getting up to readjust or to fight off predators. And once the eggs do hatch, the males will raise the chicks in a little community that we like Tobias like to call a daddy daycare. So over here, we have one of our daddy daycares. The adults that you see there are all males, and they're the ones raising the chicks. Meanwhile, the females lay their eggs, and then they take off. They go enjoy the safari tour, have a summer vacation, maybe a spa day. What do you think about that, ladies? Yeah, smart birds, right? All right, so throughout our tour, you'll see a lot of these birds. You may see some wandering around. You may see some that are on the ground, and they look like they're feeling a little bleh. They're not. Those are just males that are protecting their eggs. They are perfectly fine. But there is also one other daddy daycare with 2 males, so keep an eye open when you see these birds around their feet if you see the little white and gray puffballs walking around by them. All right, folks, we're going to keep it moving along.
Dad,
Mia, am I safe?
I got some pellets in it.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Mia. Let's all give a hand for Mia.
Big guys. Bigger guys.
Oh, that wasn't very good. Now, I should also mention that Lake Tobias is home to the largest species of bird in the world, which is the ostrich. The ostrich is native to Africa, and they are not in our tour here, but there are ostriches in an enclosure in the main part of our park with the zebras. Now, if you guys do go see them today, you can feed the ostrich if he's up by the fence. But just be very careful, because some tough species over there, they move up very lightly, and they should move very nicely. The ostrich is very tall. They will full face right to your hand really hard. Just be really careful with those guys if you go see them today.
Oh boy, that's dear. Let's get out of here. Smoke.
Alright folks, I'm not supposed to go in the grass, so do me a favor, don't tell my boss.
Lord. What are these things?
Oh my god.
What are these things?
All right, where are my Lion King fans at? A few? Awesome. If you've seen The Lion King, you have already seen the animals over here to our left. They are one of the first animals featured in The Lion King's opening sequence, although all she really does is when the sun comes up, she goes like this. These are our elands. The elands are the largest species of antelope in the world, and being the largest, they are also the slowest. These guys can run up to 25 miles an hour, but only in short bursts. They are sprinters, not distance runners. They are native to sub-Saharan Africa, so they are hunted by some pretty intense predators, including lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and leopards. But they have some great natural defenses. First one you can see is those horns. Those horns will grow up to 3 feet long, and they grow in that beautiful spiral pattern, which keeps them nice and strong and durable throughout their lives. Second one you can probably see is those streaks on their sides.
Hey, buddy.
Those streaks help them to
Buddy,
hide and
come
camouflage in
here,
the tall,
come
dry
back.
grass. And third off, and probably their coolest ability, is how they can jump. From a still standing position like they are right now, elands can leap 6 feet high and 6 feet long, which means if they wanted to, they could leap right over top of our bus.
Wow.
Now that's not something we have to worry about today, because they only do that when they're being
Hey,
chased by a
buddy,
predator.
over here.
However, up ahead of us, you're going to see a construction site. That construction site is going to be our new lion enclosure. Right now, there are 2 lions down in the main part of the park, Leo and
Like
Nala.
this.
Once they're finished with this enclosure on the other side of the giraffe, they're going to be moving those two up here and bringing in several more lions so we have an entire side. Now, I am a little bit nervous about what happens to these elands when those lions are right there, but that's a next year problem, so we're good.
Next year. Oh, so they're right inside of that enclosure.
Yep. They're going to be, you'll see it as we pull around here. It's just on the other
Ooh.
side of the giraffes.
Hey, like move over. That's my core.
Yep, that's our dominant one.
Hey.
That's
perfect.
the guard.
All right, folks, we're going to keep moving ahead.
Hey, Pocky, you gotta sit back down.
No, you don't have to. Hey, here you go.
He's eating.
Hey, eat him out. I'll tell you what, I need my pelt. You can have some. Bring some
But just
pellets.
remember to shove when you feed them, braid and go like this.
Now, over here on our left side, the weather being on top of the barn might have given it away, or the fact that we've been sitting here for a couple minutes. But over here we have our giraffe enclosure. Lake Tobias is currently home to 2 male reticulated giraffes. Their names are Tucker and Bakari. Now, we usually don't stop for the giraffes in our tour. We do want them to get used to going to the other side of their enclosure to see people. But I really encourage you guys to check out the giraffes today if you get a chance, especially if you spend it during one of our meetings. There are 2 more today at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, which means we should be getting back to our course just in time to go to the giraffe meeting. Now, the giraffes are the tallest land mammal in the world. They are well known for their long necks and for their beautiful spotted pattern, which is as unique to them as our fingertips are to us. So, it looks like we'll see Bakari over here as we go by. Morning, Bakari.
Bakari.
And you can see those beautiful spots he's got. No
Hi,
other
Bakari.
giraffe in the world will have quite the same spots.
Little Bakari. Oh,
And up ahead, you'll see that construction site I was talking about. Nice big open area so we can fit a whole bunch of lions. So I do hope you guys will join us when that's ready. Should be ready by next season. Keep your eyes on that Lake Tobias Facebook page for updates. Now, this will be a short stop because we got some pretty lazy creatures today over here. First ones I want to point out are up ahead of the bus. These are the shorter guys with the black fur, and some of them have white spots on their feet, forehead, sometimes their tails. These are our yaks. The yaks are native to the Himalayan regions of Tibet. They are raised by the Sherpa tribes as pack animals, and they have some great adaptations to the Himalayas. They have short, stocky legs to help them climb mountains, thick, woolly fur to keep them warm in those Himalayan winters, and a huge barrel chest, which houses a strong heart and lung capacity, making them one of the few animals in the world that can survive above 13,000 feet. And in Tibet, they also have a special use for the yaks. They will use them to heat their homes and cook their food. And they do that by collecting and drying and burning the yak's poop.
Gross.
That's what I thought, until I got some heating bills. And all of a sudden, that yak poop starts to sound a little bit better. Prices of everything is going up, everybody. Now, out here, you'll also see these two cows. One red one very dark brown one. The ones with the Beatles mop top haircut, those are our Scottish Highland cows.
Aww.
The Scottish Highlands are from Scotland. They are a personal favorite of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, mostly because of how they taste. And that haircut I mentioned has earned them the nickname hippie cows. So we have two hippie cows here on our tour. We have the red one, I like to call her Ginger, and the brown one, I like to call her Marianne. Now, Ginger and Marianne are both currently expecting mothers. But we don't have a male Scottish Highland.
So how does that happen?
Well, we have other cattle species that have some males. So not sure who the dad is, but we'll find out in a couple months. All right, folks, we're going to keep it moving along.
Look at me.
Now, the area that we're about to enter is known as the Small Woods, and here in the Small Woods, even this part over here, you can see there are a lot of fallen trees. When trees fall along our tour here, we actually leave them where they fall, and that's because a lot of our animals like to use these fallen trees for things like shelter, camouflage, a hangout spot, or sometimes a convenient little daycare to keep control of their babies.
That's what.
They're like standing.
Here you go.
They're not really moving.
That's a llama. Oh, a llama. Hi, buddy. What's going on? Oh, he's so cute.
Oh my God, he's right here.
All right, folks, we have a few different animals
Hey,
joining us over
buddy.
here. On our left side,
Oh
we
my
have some
God,
of our llamas.
he's so
Llamas are native to
cute.
South America.
Hey,
They are
buddy.
raised as
Oh
pack
my God,
animals
he's
and
nice.
also raised for their fur. And if you don't get to see these llamas, don't worry. It does look like we have some more of our llamas down the hill there. So when we move through the tour, we'll be able to see some more. Now, the llamas, when they take your food, you'll see they have a split in the upper lip, and they actually have the unique ability to control both sides of that lip independently, which I think is really cool because I can't even do the eyebrow thing that the Rock does. Now, has anybody here ever heard the rumor that llamas and their relatives camels and alpacas will spit at you when they're upset? Anybody nervous with llamas here, maybe a little bit?
No.
Okay, well, let me set your minds at ease. Llamas
I
do
did
not
that
have
too.
salivary
Oh, he dropped the
glands,
one.
so they cannot make spit like you and me. So these guys will not spit at you, all right? Everybody feel good about that?
Yeah.
Good. Here's
Hi,
what llamas
buddy.
will do.
Here you
When
go.
they are upset or
Oh,
threatened,
you're
they
so
will put undigested food in the first chamber of their
Hi,
three-chambered
buddy.
stomach.
Aw.
They will pluck their heads back, and
Oh
they
my
will
God.
regurgitate that food at their enemies, meaning if you upset a llama,
I need to see
it may
this
projectile vomit on you.
The white
But
one.
at least they don't spit. Now, somebody did see it. We do have a baby llama up here following the mama llama.
here you go.
Oh, I see the baby.
Hey, baby.
And folks, we're actually going to pull up ahead here a little bit so we can get a better look at some of these deer out in the field.
They are so cute. Buddy, these things are so cute. Oh, I love them. You can pet them. I like this. Hi.
Yeah, I pet it.
Hi.
I pet it.
Okay. It landed on his back.
A llama.
Excuse me, buddy. Don't need any more reindeer.
Now, over here on our right side, we have some of our European fallow deer. The fallow deer are native, obviously, to Europe. And you'll notice some big differences between these guys and the white-tailed deer that we see here in North America. First difference you can probably see is that color. Let me see if I can get someone close.
Stand up there.
I am not.
We have a friend here.
Sit up.
Oh, watch the horn. Watch the horn.
White-tailed deer here will be born brown with white spots, but they'll lose those spots throughout the first year of their life. Fallow deer may be born white, some are
here
born
comes
light
another
brown,
one, Maury.
medium brown, dark brown. Some have really prominent spots,
Watch the
and
horn,
some don't.
Parker.
Whatever color and pattern they're born with, they will maintain their entire lives.
These horns are
Some
ginormous.
of our males over here is that antler.
there,
In
buddy.
case you can't see it,
Easy with the horns.
You want
I have a fully grown fallow deer antler right here. So the fallow deer antlers grow in this scoop shape that we call palmed antler because it resembles the palm of your hand. Now, if I have any hunters on the bus, we don't measure these antlers in points like you would a white-tailed deer.
Watch.
We measure these in width. So a trophy antler is about 9 inches wide, maybe a good 4 or 5 inches
Drop it
wide.
in there.
Here. So this is not a trophy antler. We do have a couple bucks that are growing some pretty big antlers, including this guy right out here.
Drop it in there.
Oh my
There you go. Fall off in the springtime. I do hope
Drop it on in.
God. And let him.
Look, here comes a
Yeah.
bigger one.
Oh shit.
Now, we are also being joined now by
here
these
they
cattle with the very large horns. Most of them are red and white. We do have one black and white. These are our Watusi cattle. The Watusi cattle are the
watching the
first
butt.
cattle in the
Come on,
world
big
to
one.
be domesticated. They were domesticated in northern Africa by the Watusi tribe. Now, the Watusi people won't use these animals for their milk or for their meat. They only use
That guy's
them in religious
slow.
ceremonies and as a status symbol. So, to the Watusis, the more cows you
Hey.
have, the richer you are, but only the richest of the rich will not afford it.
Oh boy. I just hit him in the
The
back.
baby one.
Yes.
He grabbed the carrot I threw
Our
him
biggest
in.
pool for the Watusis is back here towards the front of the bus.
Bing.
This is Punisher. And any comic book fans will recognize why right away. Punisher here has a coloration on his forehead that looks just like the skull logo of the Punisher, the comic book character.
That's great. Look.
Now, Punisher has some pretty big horns up here, but nowhere near the record. The biggest Watusi horns on record were 17 inches wide, which is the width of a basketball, and 6 feet long, which is the length of a bend. Your friendly neighborhood tour guide. We do have several of our baby Watusis over here, and we are also being joined over on the right side of the bus by Cheyenne. Cheyenne is our beefalo. She's towards the middle of the bus right now. The beefalo is a cross between an American bison and a longhorn cow. And Cheyenne
Beautiful, Buddy. Just open your mouth.
up to my bus. She tries to eat my shoelaces. So if you guys want to keep her back there, keep her happy, so she can eat your shoelaces instead, I'd really appreciate that.
Do they like shake to get the flies off them?
There you go. That's the way. That's the way you do it.
Oh, I want to pet one. I want to pet one.
The Punisher.
That's so cool.
He's like, I'm just gonna put my horn on your butt.
Oh, Lori, can we feed the Punisher? What a lovely sight on our safari. Right there. He's over here.
He's not coming. He's just
He's the
resting.
one with the skull. I threw him a carrot earlier. He ate it.
Okay, you can have another one.
Yeah.
I like.
Oh yeah, right there. He's about to eat it.
The rest of the herd. I noticed that with a lot of the biggest males of the groups, they'll stay behind the herd and sort of just watch everybody. That happens. Yeah?
Yeah, he's usually off.
This guy right here is my favorite.
Just kind of
I want to
watching.
get down and love
The bison will be
Can I
like,
get out and love a little bit of them?
what's up?
Can I get out and just give them a hug?
Listen, if you want to, but you gotta sign a waiver first.
Okay, fine. Give me the
I'm
waiver.
just kidding, I don't have a waiver.
Here he comes, Brayden.
This guy's so cute. Punisher.
I want to hug the Punisher. Here, baby. Here, Mr. Punisher.
Pet him. You can touch those horns.
Hey, watch your horns. Hey,
Wow, there's the Punisher right here.
All right, everybody, we're going to keep moving ahead here. We do have some other species.
oh, I found a spot.
What's your name?
Brayden.
Braden. Can you be on baby duty for me on this side? Sure. All right. So up here we got Braden. Braden's also going to help us on baby duty here, making sure that we're not running over any baby. What's your name?
Parker.
Parker. Braden and Parker are going to be on baby duty.
Mia, you got this side?
Sweet.
Go get the carrot.
We gotta watch out for the baby.
See ya. Here. Take them all. I don't want to feed this. buddy. Ew.
Only feed them if they come close.
All right, a couple more animals over here. On our right side, we have Bert. Bert is one of our Brahmin bulls. Now, Bert also has a little brother up ahead of us here. That's Ernie. Bert and Ernie, the Brahmins are native to India, and they're bred from 4 different species of cattle. And it looks like you guys already found out my next warning. So not only do Bert and Ernie feel a little greasy when you pet them, because they're
Oh,
but they also have a very long and very slimy tongue.
tongue.
Who is that?
This is Bert.
He's so cute.
Over here on our left side,
Oh
we have
my,
our Texas Longhorn.
let him
Where do you
drop
think the
in.
Texas Longhorn comes from?
Texas!
That's right, Spain. So, the Texas Longhorn cattle are actually descended from cattle discovered by Spanish explorers. When the Spanish left the New World, they left with a lot more than they came with, so they didn't have room for the cattle. They left the cattle here, assuming they would die off. But the Longhorn cattle have the simplest diet of any cattle species. They are the only ones who can survive on grass alone. And because of that, they survived and thrived here. And a big group was found years later in Texas, giving them their name. I like to call this guy over here Walker.
You missed.
Walker Texas Longhorn.
You missed.
Now be very careful of those horns. He does swing them around really quickly. His horns span to about they can still grow between 9 and 10 feet. The biggest on record were 13 and a half.
Watch yourself back
And
there.
before we pull around here, I do want to, while we're still in the shade, I want to bring your attention to some animals we'll see out in a tree ahead of us. They won't come any closer to the bus, but you'll see them. They're white, they have some tan on their necks, and 2 horns, one on either side of their heads. Those are a species of grazing antelope known as the scimitar oryx. Now, the scimitar oryx is an ancient animal, once domesticated by ancient Egyptians. However, as of the year 2000, they've been declared extinct in the wild. So now they're only being raised in captivity.
Come
When
here,
you see
Mr.
them,
Buddy.
they have those 2 horns growing from either side of their head. And if you catch a side view, you'll see the optical illusion makes it look like they only have 1 horn. Now, it's believed that stories of certain one-horned mythical animals first started from people seeing one of these guys, either from